My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Disco Elysium. Alright, what exactly was I exploring last time we spoke? Actually, you know what? The ledger might have a little bit more information for me. Investigate victim's body. Investigating the body. This is a preliminary inspection. You just need to suppress your urge to throw up and get to it. I should have the ability to actually go and do that already. Yeah, equip and complete volumetric shit compressor should give us a little bit of a better chance at that. Pissing competition. Apparently there's a pissing match between the Precinct 41 and 57's Kims. Ask him about this after the initial inspection of the dead body is done. Find out who's the union box. They're not here today. They'll most likely eventually show up. Keep an eye out for them. Ask Cuno if he knows anything about the victim's clothes in the trash. Ask Gart if he knows how the victim's clothes got in the trash. I'm having difficulty talking to Cuno at the moment, but I'll talk to Gart about that. And then report back to Plaisance. Beautiful. Alright, that gives us actually like a pretty good framework to work with here. Plaisance down here. Low morale, put points into volition. Already way ahead of you by about 5 points. Okay.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus?
She's looking for the right expression. The dark sarcophagus. Pause dramatically. Yes, yes. How was it? Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear. I'm in no position to give out personal opinions. It was a Chanel house of failed business enterprises, leeching life energy from this bookstore. Hang on. Maybe telling her that nothing is happening is not effective. Like, we did tell her that we were a paranormal investigator in order to get the the permission in order to go backstage. But maybe she would be more amenable to, I've solved the problem. I, paranormal investigator, have vanquished this foul beast. Some such. Let the sunshine in. I mean, but then the idea that is an unworkable area, like unusable. It is a ruin, but other people could try and use it at some point in the future, and that might be something, an outcome we preclude by telling Plaisance that it was cursed. I don't want my officer to play into the kind of maladaptive coping strategies for a failing business. Honestly, a dump. Just heaps of garbage. But what else did you find? Did you survive? No, of course not. Did anything survive? Sorry. Have you located the entity? I talked to the entity you told me about. Her name is Nea, and she's a novelty dice maker. A novelty dice maker? Her eyes widen. What, spit it out! Why does she need the dice for some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep. No, ma'am, I felt her aura. She's not the one to blame for the curse. She may be involved. No. She's not a sorceress or some malicious entity. She's a businesswoman, like you. She looks perplexed. I don't understand. If it's not her, then what is the source of the doom? How can she explain the curse? The narrative she's built herself, it needs tearing down. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her. To hell with it! Perchance you ought to just lie, sire? You've come this far. You know how to end it. There's an entity behind the entity. The source of the taxidermist shop, he was involved in the arts darker than taxidermy and brought the void spirits down upon the place. There's another entity more malignant pulling the strings in Martinet. Honestly, I don't have an answer yet. It's the only thing I can't really do. She says there's no curse because there are too many inconsistencies. I mean, I say that, but I think it's important that I agree with it, I guess. You've come this far, you know how to end it, there's an entity behind the entity. So it looks like my success on Inland Empire has given me the ability to say this. But I don't have any reason to suspect that, other than metagaming. Says there's no curse. Woman scoffs at you with an audible snort. Too many inconsistencies? What kind of talk is that? Good luck persuading her. Some people can rationalize anything. As I said, she's a novelty dice maker. Her business has been up and running for a long time now. Yes, because her business consists of the psychic leech that's been feeding the curse. Red blotches appear on her skin. I see you've fallen for her manipulation, detective. The investigation is over. I just hope that you haven't made anything worse by going in there. She tucks the pendant away in her blouse and concludes, thank you for nothing. Please do buy some books or be on your way. Wow, total psychic collapse between you two right now. There was never any other way this could have gone. She's just too far gone into her own mind. I'm sorry we had to disappoint you, ma'am. He turns to you. Can we go now? Farewell for now, book peddler. Should I get the postcard up here, the matinee postcard? It feels like I can afford it. Like I should probably just take it. Alright, I'll take the map of matinee. Always good to be informed of your surroundings. Map Martinet is also an intractable here. The worn and torn map of the Martinet area, dating from 48. A title at the top reads, Bienvenue à Revochal. It's a bit out of date, as it was originally created by a design studio in a failed attempt to spruce up Martinet and turn it into a fancy tourist location. The worn map of the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinet with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner. Trace a path through the grid, rather. Your finger moves through the various streets. Across Rue de Saint-Ghislain to Rue de Saint-Gaspard, across over Saint-Brune and Brune and Martinet North. Finally, coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing. Although the map gives no such indication itself. For a more detailed view of the map, go to the journal. Alright, put the map away. Doesn't seem immediately relevant there. Let's also see, what do we actually want to level up out here? I do want to do one run at one point where like I focus on Shivers and Half-Life and those kinds of things. Wait, Half-Life, is that not the one I'm thinking about? No, Half-Life's not the one I'm thinking about. Shivers and Esprit de Corps and I guess like savoir-faire, conceptualization, the kinds of things that are prone to flights of fancy. Inland Empire, of course, as well. But I just don't think I want to do that now. Maybe empathy. Thinking about empathy. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take that. All right. And yeah, now we actually have the ability to look at the map. Neat. Mountain Waterfront, Church, Fisherman Shacks. Whereabouts are we? Oh, right here. Because that's the doomed business district. That's the Whirling and Rags. In fact, you can even see Whirling and Rags written there. Sweet. Let's bounce our way out of here. Now that I have the volumetric shit compressor, though, maybe I should go back and have a look at what my chances are on the body. Seems like a decent idea. And I should probably tell the little girl about the fact there's no curse.
Is like a little gift from the sky.
Never mind, nothing I can say there. Let's not talk to Cuno. By the way, it wasn't Scottish, by the way. Cuno's accent is Liverpudlian. It is the accent of Liverpool. It's legendary. Oh, shit compressed has got us real high on that. Hell yeah. Got it. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's the spell of your mind telling you to run. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it. Do they always do that? They do after 7 days, yes. We're deep in composition here. Step closer. The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt, used to fasten him to the branch above, appears industrial in strength. I'm pretty much just going to go top down. Inspect the boots. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates cover them. Interesting. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. Yeah, they do. Like, this seems like a kind of like armor cladding / prosthetic that we've just not seen in this area. In fact, is that lace around the body top as well? No, those are the tattoo patterns. These are clearly not boots. They're armor. There we go. Possibly part of a larger set. These aren't boots, are they? This is armor he was stripped of. Indeed. With the notebooks under his arm, the lieutenant crouches to inspect the soles. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots. What kind of armor is this exactly? Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be. Under the heel. Fair weather. He turns the boot slightly. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff. Where's the rest of it? Scavenged by the locals. Material looks out of place here. I'm going to say the material looks out of place here. It is. It's expensive. The lieutenant draws a line in the condensation on the ceramic with his index finger. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabulary deemed it too costly. In that time, we'd lost 6 men to semi-automatics. How much are we talking about? For a full set? About 4 years of wages. For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 rial, unadjusted for rank. Wait, my yearly pay is 5,500 rial? Not too much. Yes. It's enough. Pathetic. I need to hustle more and hate less. I need to hustle more and hate less. I mean, I guess. I don't know. Hustle more and hate less. I'm fine with it's enough. Lieutenant nods, wiping his finger on his sleeve. Where's the rest of it? Scavenged by the locals? He nods. Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It'd be odd if they didn't. New task, where's the rest of the armor? We should keep a lookout for the pieces. The armor could yield information. He nods towards Cuno, who's eyeing you suspiciously. This is one thing he might actually know. Maybe he was just wearing these boots and there's no rest of the armor, or understood. That doesn't seem that likely. I'm gonna say understood. Sabatons dangle off of the man's decaying form, ageless and synthetic. How could this man afford such expensive hardware? That's for us to find out. He checks his notes. Mr. Gart implied that he was security personnel for the harbor company. This confirms my own assumptions. These look pretty advanced for a security guard. I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a card could afford. I'm going to go down that as well and ask for the initial report. Initial report? Just something I scraped together from my station. An area report on Martinet. I'm sure you did the same. He's not actually sure of that. He's just being tactful. Knock off the boot, pull the boot off, or back off and look at the corpse. Back off and look at the corpse, inspect the belt. I'm not going to try and remove the boot. Like, we want to get the body down before we do any operations with the body. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo onto 6-rotor airships. Don't ask me how I know, but this is a lashing belt for an airlifting cargo. Airlifting? I thought it was to be used on lorries, for strapping cargo to them. Apparently this is the reinforced kind, for air transport. My brain tells me so. He nods. The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they used whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves. We're assuming dock workers from the harbor did it. They sure wanted him to stay out there. The rope is reinforced with steel wiring. How did they even get him up there? Let's ask that one. That's more important. A noose is one of the things that's actually easier to use one way around. A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. I don't get it. He points to the buckle above the belt. He points to the buckle tying the belt to the branch above. That's not super clear to me. Did they climb up the kid's ladder? Point to the one side of the tree. That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see it splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle. He makes a pulling motion. Could be. Shape of the branch supports the theory. We're still assuming that dock workers from the harbor did it. I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes. Motivated by the ongoing strike. He politely raises an eyebrow. You? Yes, he agrees. The debrief we got from the Wild Pines representative appears to be solid too. A lynching is what this looks like. No, you feel like it was something else, but what? I feel like it was something else. Yes, he covers his nose. It often is. This belt worries me. They sure wanted him to stay up there. The rope is reinforced with steel wiring. I'm afraid it would be. He rises to inspect the noose. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I'd assumed. Back off and look at the corpse, inspect those tattoos. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso. From the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. His corpse is marked by stars. What will mine be marked by? Alcohol and heartbreak. Damn. Is this a microelectronic system? Yeah, that's what I suspect, right? Snaking veins of wires with specifically some feature at their intersections, and this person has clearly got access to some high-tech stuff, or at least expensive stuff, which I would assume high-tech would also be. I'm going to say a microelectronic system. I have only a cursory knowledge of the science of cybernetics, but I wouldn't know if it were. It's not quite complex enough, is it? We're missing something here. I agree. A sudden ring fills the air as Lieutenant pulls down the zipper of his orange jacket. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera? Let the lieutenant work. Shit! Cuno! What the fuck is that? I've forgotten her voice as well, by the way. An instant color camera. He produces two metal clapped ampules and clicks them into place on the side of the apparatus. A thin slot shines there. This is the first time he openly acknowledges the kid's existence. I have only 2 ampules, so don't move. I don't want to waste one. He points the camera at the corpse, peering into it. The lens needs adjusting. Then a sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper rolling out. You see that? On it, a color-perfect copy of the dead man's tattooed chest. In case we need it, the lieutenant says and shakes the paper, letting it dry in the cold wind. What do we need this photo for? It contains insight into the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It's his letter. To us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around. Can I have it? I should look at it later, without the corpse smell. Sure, just don't lose it. He hands you the piece of paper rolled up. The piece of rolled up photo paper, rather. It's no larger than a pack of cigarettes. I'm gonna look the corpse in the eye. His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There's no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. Death's head grin? Not super familiar. What remains is an unrecognizable mess. Underneath the curdled meat, there is an expression. Not carried on his features, but below, inside, an expression of pleasure. This man was experiencing joy at the moment of his death. Inland Empire, who are you? Tell me, who are you, dead man? Why do I fail so always on high rolls? Who is he? He's a male, 40 to 50, with an athletic build. This man enjoyed the moment of his death. Why do you think that? It's an intuition. Okay. The lieutenant marks something down in his notebook. Squint and take a step back. So how do we get him down? Squint and take a step back. As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration? Observe. Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue, his fatted hands, thighs, and neck just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air. His face and hands are pink, thighs too. I see it. He adjusts his glasses. His neck too. The lividity goes right up to his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here. Relax your eyes. The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color coursing from dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and into his boot. So, what do you think? I think he's dead. I agree. There are crow's feet in his eyes. He's laughing silently. His personality is no longer a part of the world. Totally dead. The world no longer stores his personality in its composition. There was a time for that, and it ended 7 days ago. No, better not say that. Too heavy. Totally. This bus is not coming back. Dead, dead, deady, dead, dead. And what is dead, anyway? The world no longer stores his personality in its composition. There was a time for that, and it ended 7 days ago. He nods in agreement with his advanced piece of conceptualization. Having mulled it over, the lieutenant says, "That sounds about right, yes?" I think he was upright after death. His hands and feet and neck are discolored, or something is coming out of him. Let's start with, I think he was upright after death. Agreed. He points to the belt, especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet. Is it tourniquet or tourniquet? Tourniquet? I'm gonna say tourniquet. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports a hanging. Could it still be he was moved after death? There's always a chance. We should check for the ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. Just have to get him down first. Cover your nose. Something is coming out of him. A pool of blood and feces is eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop. The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death. The Foxy San! Talking about shit! No, that's the wrong voice for that one. Hang on. Talking about shit! Yeah, that'll do. Having been in that position, owning it is effective for you, but as long as you immediately end the interaction there, so like to a passing car that might be yelling at you and your boyfriend before you got to the Mardi Gras parade. I can't imagine where I've conjured that image from. That kind of a thing. Still don't necessarily think I want to say it though. All right. Goddamn right, I'm a... Turn around and yell. Malicious laughter erupts into the yard. Sounds like seagulls. Pig said he's a... Lieutenant's face is made of stone. He's beaten up. See the bruises? I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport. Stop talking in riddles, coin slot! Wow. Rude. He means you fucked him up good, Cuno! The girl yells. Fucked him up all brutal-like! Let's back off and catch up your breath. Let me get him down. Although, hang on, my main player character has clearly had a straight relationship in the past, so I don't know if I have the ability to define my main character's sexuality. I was kind of hoping that saying that was going to give me the ability to define my character's sexuality, especially considering I think there is, there's a thought in here that says, homosexual underground. I think there's another one that's like confirmed bachelor kind of thing. That's what I was kind of hoping to trigger there. So how do we get him down? He stops to think, then checks his notes. Are you sure we've finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once we pull him down. Step back and have another look first. I'm also gonna leave. Alright. I'm gonna see if I can...
Yes?
No, you're in the way. I'm gonna see if I can ask Cuno about the clothes.
Does Cuno care?
I have some more questions about the crime scene. Yeah, the King of Cuno, Kingdom of Cuno. The fuck do you want with it? Dead man's clothes were in the trash container. How did they get in there? Yeah, Cuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Cuno. I need to know. It could mean a lead in the investigation. Someone may have tampered with the murder scene. Listen, listen, he stops you. Cuno doesn't care about this small-time shit. Just listen. Cuno saw what you did there. Dumpster diving. Sad shit. Cuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Cuno's wearing. He points to his pants. Your size. Good price. 500 real. Wait, I asked you what happened to his clothes. You must have seen them lying around. Look, Cuno ain't seen shit laying around, except for that up there. He points to the cadaver. Now you want a performance gear or not, Grandpa? Changing his accent consistently here, that's not good. The lieutenant remained silent, but his expression couldn't say I told you so any louder. No, Cuno, you don't know anything about the tampering I'm investigating, and I already have pants. Whatever. Cuno was trying to help you, but you're too fat for fun anyway. There was also this mug in the trash. Show him the mug, I guess. A mug in the trash? Is this about the fucking clothes again? Is this adequate? Whoo, nope. Does this racist mug have anything to do with it? Yeah, this quaint, better not to be taken out of its historical context mug. Talking about this makes me uncomfortable. No. Yes, does this racist mug have anything to do with it? Yeah. Cuno sees where this is going. Cuno's got a fast brain. He whistles excitedly. You're saying you pigs are after the mug fucker? Cause he's the clothes fucker? Can't hear you, Cuno. Speak louder, Cuno. That's exactly what I'm saying, Cuno. Someone's tampered with the crime scene. Cleaned some of it up. Shit, that's tense. He thinks for a moment. Someone's going to the beatdown basement, huh? Mug guy gonna get tied to the radiator. He nods in approval. Cuno doesn't know who put that shit in there. And if he did, he wouldn't squeal. But if you can find out, and maybe you can, tell the Cuno who it was? He's curious. He likes the putting of two and two together here. Stop turning into a pig, Cuno! They're trying to get you hooked on the snitching! She lets out a hiss, even meaner than before. Get away from my Cuno! Yeah! Cuno jumps back. Get your bacon shit away! Cuno doesn't like to be seen with the popo. Get your shit out of Cuno's face! The ladder. Ever climb it? Point to the ladder on the tree. Look at that fucking shit! He screeches. You're trying to get Cuno killed! So you would say the ladder is unclimbable. Fuck does Cuno know? Cuno's not a fucking acrobat. Lieutenant takes down a quick note in his notebook. Ah, yes, not an acrobat. What's in the greenhouse over there? Dunno, he shrugs. Kipped ass bartender used to work here. Kipped is a pejorative term for describing people of South Seminoles or Arapagite descent. It used to be a common first name among the Arapagites of Ilmara. Not so much anymore. Hold on, the gardener used to work there? Yeah, that's what Cuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Cuno can take it. He fills his lungs with rancid air. His eyes get a little watery. Shit's nothing to Cuno. You mean the young woman in the whirling, by the whirling rags? That gardener? Look, Cuno doesn't explain shit. Cuno just says shit. He looks at you in the eyes and nods as if agreeing with himself. Yeah, her. What was she doing in the greenhouse in March anyway? What kind of gardening is done in March? I should ask her about that. Yes, it seems suspicious. You don't like things like that, being suspicious. Cuno, there's a stack of Urtonite back there. That's just some roofing gimps left. That's just some shit roofing gimps left behind. Lazy dinks. There it is. That strange feeling again, as if there was more to the eye than meets the eye about the pile of roofing material. I need to stop trying to read a sentence ahead. You can't hide it. I can see without vision with my inner eye. No. Don't I have a single normal thing to say? Yeah, all the rest are weird. We are way beyond normal already. We are in the Star Chamber. Kim, I think I'm already in the Star Chamber. Huh? The lieutenant had his notes in the notebook. I have no idea what you just said. Are you having a seizure in Cuno's yard now? He sounds agitated. Yes, some shit gimps left behind. Were those gimps? Suddenly raise your eyes. Left-handed? The fuck you talking about? Cuno doesn't know what-handed gimps they were. Trying to get you to talk, Cuno. Don't talk. I can't hide it. I can see without vision. You can't hide it, rather. I see without vision with my inner eye. Inner eye? What the fuck you talking about? He loses his cool for a moment and starts yelling. Ask me a normal question, Peg. They're trying to make you feel stupid, Cuno. You glance again at the roofing material in the front of the shack. Yes, you should go back now. Might have questions later. We'll discuss. I can re-roll that when I get more empathy. Do it. I did it! It's not Cuno. It's Cuno S. Interesting. How? Cuno S is by far the worst of the two. Cuno has no problem being near you, but the other hides like behind the fence, afraid for her life, like she's done something. Something very bad. She came up with that psychopathic scheme of screaming for help before. Cuno just wanted to talk to you about his name. Cuno S is the one who wound him up and directed him. Also, Cuno hasn't stopped talking to you, even enjoys it from time to time. When you talk about the other one, it's like talking to a cornered animal. She only hisses and says murder was the case that they gave her, which I've been informed is a Snoop Dogg lyric that I just completely missed. Oops, my bad. All in all, Cuno respects madness. Ooh. I have some madness you can respect. You can't hope to outdo her on that front, damn it. You must win yourself a few minutes with him alone. Act on it, try and separate them. Cuno, psst. Fuck you whispering about? He whispers back. He's whispering too. He's going with it, but watch what happens. Fuck you whispering about? Gave her his accent as well. She puts extra stress onto that word, expecting it will make you uncomfortable. If Cuno wants to whisper, he's gonna fucking whisper, okay? He turns back to you and hunkers down. Let's whisper, Peg. This is it. You've got him. But be careful. You can still fuck this up. Don't make Cuno look bad in this. What's up with her? She's terrifying. Crazy scary. Crazy, he whispers tensely. You don't know the half of it. She's not crazy. She's insane. Dangerous. She smoked a man. She's done people in, probably even pigs. Stop talking to him, Cuno! Cuno, I'm fucking warning you! You're gonna get us in the shit! She understands what you're trying to do. Yo, see? He pops his head up. Did Cuno not tell you? Cuno told you! Cuno talks to whoever he wants! He hunches down again. Talk, pig. Kuno's got him under control. You did it. They're separated. He's even turned his back to her, so she can't read his lips. What do you mean? She smoked someone. What do you think she has to do with the dead man? You think she's insane? The language he uses, Napakim Piri and that one. Is she your sister? I'm gonna ask. Sister. Fuck no, she's not my sister. She's just a stray who got in. Like a mad dog or some shit. Stray? Yeah, she was just there. He points at the apartment building behind the fence. What was that, Cuno? The little one twists her neck, looking back at the building. Cuno flinches, then lowers his voice even more. She was in the hallway, dripping wet. By the fucking shoe rack. In the dark. Why was she dripping wet? Kuno's got no fucking idea. Her hair was all wet. I think she pissed on the floor too. She was there for 3 days in the corner. Every time Cuno went out. You said she got in? How? I don't know. Someone left the door open? Cuno comes home and she's sleeping under the desk. Under a pile of clothes like a dog? What about your parents? Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit. Doesn't even see her there. Or thinks it's fucking Cuno. He points at himself. Shit's all on Cuno. Cuno West, two of a kind. What do you mean she smoked someone? Why is she called Cuno West then? Cause she fucking looks like Cuno. You don't know her name? No one knows her name. Cuno calls her C. What do you mean she smoked someone? Cuno means she's killed someone. That's right, C's a killer. He stares at you intently. Like, actually a killer. He's meant everything he said before, but right now he not only means it, but is sincere. Really? She isn't too small to overpower someone? Are you getting this? You think I'm fucking telling you a joke right now? How hard is it to kill a fat ass? He pokes you in the gut. Sweet talk him, then knife him. She probably killed a peg too. I mean, I'm pretty sure she has. Come on. Okay, how many cops has she killed then? Forget Cuno said that. Cuno was just shitting. Cuno was just running his mouth. Cuno's stupid like that. He feels eyes on the back of his head and stops. A cop would be too large for her to overpower, but a determined child of her size can still kill the vulnerable, the elderly, the homeless, or other children. The creature peers at you from both over the fence. Sorry, peers at you both from over the fence. There's something searching in her eyes. Cuno, do you think it's possible she's killed other children? Cuno falls silent. He doesn't look at you when he replies. Cuno, that's what Cuno's starting to think, yeah. Think she has anything to do with the dead man? No, you said she's insane. Yeah, she's psycho. He leans in even closer. None of that kiddie psycho cat burning shit. She does the real deal. What's the real deal? Snuff radio shit. Believe me, pig, you don't want to know. And, no, that's rhetoric. And he doesn't want to even think about it. This isn't just another boast. What's that language she uses? Fuck knows. She says it's the song of her people or some shit. What people? Crazy people? Fucking Nakis? I don't know. Sounds boreal, like something from the tundra and tiger-covered Katla Isla. Really far away from here. As far as possible, really. Suruese? Cuno, could she be Suruese? Suruese, like the man from Hemdal shit. The kid lights up. She could be. She could be from that Hemdal shit. Revachol does have a small Suruese community. Or she climbed in the Yakbury crate and was shipped over accidentally. How are you dealing with all of this? I'm not going to ask about her involvement with the body. I don't think it's relevant. How are you dealing with all of this? How's Cuno dealing? Cuno's dealing just fine. He doesn't need you fucking with it, any of... Sorry. Cuno's dealing just fine. He doesn't need you fucking with any of it. C doesn't either. Cuno's got this shit under control. He spits through the gap in his front teeth. You need backup? I'm here for you. Listen. He points to his eyes, then yours. C is Cuno's go-to. Cuno's protecting her. You fuck with C, you fuck with Cuno. Cuno, you threaten her. You threaten to take her away. This is what it all comes down to. He needs you to take him seriously now. The boy looks you in the eyes, black pupils trying to focus. I am going to kill you. I'll run up on you when you put the cuffs on her. Sneak up on you later. Sorry, I'll run when you put the cuffs on her. Sneak up on you later and fuck you up. You understand? Understood, Cuno. Right. He wipes the sweat off his brow. Now we can do business. Business? Yeah. What do you want? Cuno can hook you up with... He starts, no longer whispering. Don't hook him up with shit, Cuno! See, relax. He respects the Cuno. Cuno made him respect the Cuno. You respect the Cuno. He turns back to you. You get all kinds of shit. Cuno's gonna get you hooked on illegal narcotics. If you run a little errand for Cuno, get you hooked, pig. Get his hook in you. Then Cuno's gonna get you hooking for more. Cash in big style. Pig hooker. And shit, you can even fuck back in Cuno's kingdom. Cuno saw you sniffing around that pile of Eternite. It's a secret door, okay? Just pull it off and fuck back in there. He concludes the invitation with a benevolent nod. Okay, I'm off. Cuno doesn't fucking care. That's all the information I wanted for the moment, and all the information I get to gather in this episode. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Disco Elysium. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There's a playlist in the description down below with all of my content for the game, past, present, and future, and hopefully we'll see you next time.